Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at Bitcoin and the market, a few coins in the market here, just to get a general idea of what's going on. Currently, the market right now is still following Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is still pretty much, indecisive. When we look at the 4 hour, we see here that we had a pinch in the Bollinger Bands here, and we still really haven't resolved any substantial move to the upside or to the downside. You can see here that we've been pretty much trending just within a range here. Slightly higher lows and slightly lower highs. We're now getting to a point where, as I said before, we're seeing a lot of volatility to the upside, to the downside, and we're excuse me, or we have seen a lot of volatility to the downside and to the upside, and now we're getting to a point here where our Bollinger Bands are pinching, and we have to make a move. This move will be revealed, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, not long from now. Again, this is a 4 hour chart, and you can see this red line here is a resistance that is just slowly. The resistance line is slowly coming down and showing that we have declining pushes to the upside, declining impulses and moves to the upside. So declining strength. Like when I look back here, I can see, excuse me, you can see we had, actually let's go back a little bit farther. There you go. So you can see just this long downtrend here, and then we started to gain a little bit of momentum, and then we kind of lost it, and now we're slowly trending down again. Whether we're going to break to the upside, not really sure. Now, I did say in previous videos we are above massive support, but if that massive support breaks, it's going to get ugly, friends, because a lot of those individuals that purchased around 37,000 will then probably be selling, and that's a lot, because there's a massive buy wall, massive support area where a lot of people purchased at 37,000. That being said, we are currently on the 4 hour. The stochastics looks like it wants to turn down. We're overextended, so we could have a impulse to the downside. And the Fisher is actually still positive. Fisher is a little bit delayed because it is supposed to remove the volatility out of the market, and so it's a little bit lagging. And so we're just not seeing a pull to the downside yet because we're pretty much going sideways. And the RSI currently is midline right about 47, a little bit less than 50 midline. So we're not really strong. We're not really. Whoop, sorry. There's my alarm alert for my bot that I'm using for the market. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so we're neither strong, we're neither weak. We're just midline. It could go either way on the RSI. And here on the Williams, we just peaked out, and the Williams is similar to the stochastics, and so we just peaked out, and we're having a pull to the downside. So, and we did see on the 4 hour and the moving average short signal, and we just had a long signal and a short signal. And this shows you that we are currently in this area of excuse me, we are currently in this area where we have a lot of price compression, and we have a big move coming. Okay, so be careful, be very careful. Generally, in a situation like this, we wait to see where the price goes. If the price breaks above resistance and comes back and tests it, positively holds it, then we could be seeing much more momentum and impulse to the upside. If the price comes down, breaks this line of support, comes up, gets rejected, and then continues farther down, then we could be seeing a massive push to the downside, and that could be, well, that could be, that could resolve down here at 34, 33, 30. Just don't really know. I'll have to wait and see. Now, like I said, there is a massive support line right at about 37, which is right under where we are consolidating. But like I said, we're having weaker and weaker impulses to the upside, and that is a bit of a concern. So um, on the daily, excuse me, on the daily, you can see here we are in this wedge. You can see the wedge a little bit better here on the daily. Let me enlarge it for you. And so we're having these higher lows on the daily, and we're having somewhat a rollover here, rollover effect the in the prices, the impulses going higher. Now that being said, I mean this could be an M pattern, and M patterns are actually bearish and they break down like this. Could be that. Or we could have a break to the upside and then have a consolidation and then push higher, something like that. So not really sure. On the daily, our stochastics is getting overextended to the downside, which could mean that not long from now we could be having possibly a push to the upside this week. And the Fisher still is negative. We have not crossed over. We will not cross over on the Fisher into a positive position until we have some type of a push to the upside testing that upper resistance level. RSI on the daily currently is 47, midline, neither strong nor weak. It's basically neutral. And the Williams is basically coming up out of oversold area. Now what I like about the Williams does tell you, does show that where we have potential bottoms in a trend. And so right now it looks like we're coming off of some type of a bottom on the daily. So we could be in the next few days this week pushing higher, trying to break this upper resistance level. The upper resistance level currently is around 40K. We need to get around, we need to get above $40,000 and hold that. That's, like I said before in previous videos, $40,000 is psychological resistance right now. It's a psychological level, and so if we can break through that to the upside and hold that, then we should be seeing much more strength pushing to the upside. Okay. Right now we see declining volume on the volume bars. In a way that's good, and I'll tell you why. Because declining volume shows that we could have, when volume does come in, that we could have a pretty significant push to the upside here. So I would not say that we are out of the game yet, because I would say it's very possible that we could have a few strong days to the upside and maybe break out. The reason why I say that is because stochastics is down at the bottom and it's positioned for an impulse to higher. Our RSI is midline. Our Williams shows that we're close to bottoming out here, or actually we have bottomed out here. So we could, and 37,000 is right under this, which is massive support. So we could see all of this setting up for a push to the upside, okay, and a retesting possibly of the 200 daily moving average, which is roughly at about 44,900 or roughly 45,000. So that being said, we are still under a short signal on the daily that has not changed yet, but I'm not real concerned with that, because as you see, we have a lot of short and long signals here in this area, because we're basically just cycling up and down in a consolidation range. Consolidation is between 45 and roughly 35, so in about a 10,000 range here, okay, which we could see a breakout and a push higher not long from now. If we have a rally to the upside and it fails and we get rejected, that's not going to be good. Then we probably would be testing the lower levels again, around 35, 36 maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But I would expect a lot of purchasing in that area if that happened. Okay. Taking a look on the weekly, now I have said this in the past, the weekly does not look that sexy, the weekly does not look that great, because we had these two massive wick candles here. Let me move this out of the way. Massively wicked candles. Here's a massive wick candle showing a rejection, a pump, and then a rejection. Almost that entire week was erased. Another week after that, another pump and a rejection. And so, and here we are again. We're trying to pump and hold over that 39,500 level. And currently we are at 38,700. So not sure if we're going to get above that 39,500 or that $40,000 level, which is so crucial and critical. But we've basically, I don't know if you've noticed, friends, but we've basically been getting rejected by this bear cloud, this bear band on the moving averages. See this? I mean, sometimes we did have some weeks where we tested the upper Bollinger Band here. We did have some pushes and some spikes to the upside, but they pretty much sold off. Everyone took profits at the end of the week, and these are those swing traders, weekly swing traders that I was telling you about. Large account holders and whales. They start off at the beginning of the week, and they push and push and push higher, and then at the end of the week they just pretty much sell off, and then they short and they push the market lower in the opposite direction. And basically that works as accumulation and an accumulation zone. Okay. So that being said, we'll take a look here. Stochastics on the weekly coming up from the bottom. We are due for a pump to the upside on the weekly. Not sure if that's going to happen. Not sure if it's going to. If it does happen, not sure if we will hold those price points. But we are looking like we should have a push to the upside. On the Fisher is kind of weak. I mean, at this point, we're not showing that we have any major strength here. We're below the zero line, which we're showing weakness. So, and the RSI does confirm that. RSI is in the 40s, which is weak, but we do have a lot of room on the indicators to push higher and have an impulse to the upside should we have a lot of buying coming in. And on the weekly Williams, it's showing that there's a bottom in. We're below the 20 on we're below the 0.2, which is 20 on the Williams, and so typically this is showing that that's kind of like a bottom. Now, could we fail here? Well, we could, because there's a lot of warning signs here with the upper wicks here. We just can't seem to close out a week strong. And so you can see these candlesticks are really they're really weak. The candlesticks are weak. They're showing that there is more downside to come. So although we could see some type of a temporary short move to the upside this week, if we don't hold that, then we could just kind of roll over and head down. And that's what everybody's looking at. Everybody's looking at these weekly candlesticks. Everybody's looking at the daily price action, the week action that's on the daily, and the consolidation. And so again, the Bollinger Bands and the pattern on the chart suggest not long from now, maybe a week or two, could be from a few days to possibly 10 days, anywhere from 2 to 10 days, we should see a large move to the upside or downside. Not really sure. The chart is agnostic as far as the direction, but it is showing that we have price compression. And usually when there's price compression for a long time in consolidation and the Bollinger Bands are getting tighter, which they're doing here now on the macro chart, then we could see a significant move to the upside or downside. Now the key is to wait for the break to the upside or to the downside and to be able to capitalize on that move. So be very careful, be very observant. In my opinion, this is not a market to be going midterm with, because this market is a short-term trader's market or a long-term investors, dollar cost averaging investors market. Investors pretty much don't care about all the consolidation or the volatility or pretty much price levels as far as right now. They're looking 1 year to 5 years in the future. They're looking at whenever there's a big dip, they purchase that, and so that's what they're looking for. They really don't care about the day-to-day price action. They really don't care. So the only two classes that are doing well right now are the experienced traders and the experienced long-term investors. Those long-term investors that have patience to wait the market out, and those short-term traders like swing traders, day traders, or weekly swing traders that are capitalizing on these small moves, right? So anyone in between, new individuals that are not familiar with the market, if they don't have experience, they're probably getting destroyed or confused. And there's others that are trying to go short term here, excuse me, mid term here, where they're trying to invest in certain areas, certain price levels, and they're getting shaken out because of fear, and because they're going too heavy. They don't realize that this is a dollar cost averaging market, or this is a short-term traders, swing traders market. Okay, so if you're not a professional, if you're not an experienced trader or swing trader, then trying to trade this would be difficult for you. Be careful. Okay, this is not financial advice. I'm just saying that there are risks here because the market is quite volatile at this time. Usually we see volatility at tops, and usually we see volatility like this at bottoms. Okay, so be patient. There will be a break probably between 2 and 10 days from now, a break to the upside or downside, not really sure. And then that would be, now if it breaks to the downside, I'm not going to be shorting it. I will not short this. And the reason is because we have a massive support down here, anywhere from 33, 35 to 37. There's a lot of support there. And you'll see a lot more volatility at the lower we go. So just be very aware of that and be very careful. Okay, remember the number one rule: do not lose money. Taking a look at the altcoins, we see a lot of altcoins getting destroyed. A lot of volatility in the altcoins. However, there are a few that are doing really well, right? They're taking turns. Like I said, whenever Bitcoin is stable, the altcoins do really well. Okay, Jasmy up 40%. Whoop, sorry guys, it's my alarm again for my bot. All right. Anyway, taking a look at Jasmy up 40%, 40%, which is quite crazy here. I mean, it looks like it's just going down and down and down. However, there is a significant, excuse me, significant move here, and you see that right here. Okay, the range has been so large for Jasmy, excuse me, at the beginning, that any small move, or excuse me, any significant move now is just massive. And so Jasmy is putting a 40% gain to the upside here today. Be very careful. I would not chase that one, okay? Again, not financial advice. Ruin 15%. You can see here the green bull cloud, Ruin, making a push to the upside. The thing is with these moves, they're very difficult to predict because they are in tandem with Bitcoin, and not only in tandem with Bitcoin, but you can see how there's not much activity, and then all of a sudden, boom, it comes in, and you have a big push to the upside. So you don't really know when that's coming, and you just have to be, really in tune to the market and catch this. Now, with Ruin, we do see Ruin is overbought, overextended on the indicators. The stochastics is overbought. The Fisher is still in the positive, moving upward position, and the RSI is entering overbought as well down here. You can see that overbought. And Williams is overbought. So I would not be purchasing Ruin here, it's relatively expensive. Taking a look at Glimmer, Glimmer is up 6%. These are daily. Let me go to a lower time frame because they're so difficult to see because of the range. Here we go. See this? That's about 6% for Glimmer. Now Glimmer, again, although it's putting in these significant days here of 6%, 10%, 20%, there's still a long-term downtrend occurring, right? So these are just, pretty much pump and dumps, and I wouldn't chase these. There's a good chance you'll get burned or destroyed on those. CTSI. CTSI showing a little bit of activity, pushing up higher, showing a 6% increase today. And Axie Infinity up 5%. But you can see, look at this. I mean, it's just pretty much sideways action, for Axie Infinity. We're just going sideways because Bitcoin's really not doing much. Bitcoin is going sideways as well. BAT is up 4%. Luna up 4%. Now, Luna, this is significant, friends. Luna, whenever Bitcoin makes up his mind, if Bitcoin breaks out to the upside, Luna will explode higher. Okay, Luna's up 4%. We have a nice uptrend beginning here. And so here we have a low, here we have a higher low, and we had a nice pump to the upside with a green bull cloud, and we're starting a green bull cloud here. So if Bitcoin breaks out, the timing would be great. Watch Luna. Luna most likely will explode higher. PBX up 4%, just going sideways pretty much. EGLD, look at that, just pretty much going sideways. It's, again, I'm saying this is a short-term traders market for experienced individuals. Pre up almost 4%. And you can see here, pre had a massive pump, sold off, and that's pretty much what happens with a lot of these smaller projects. So there you go, friends. Taking a look at One Harmony, up a couple percent. Link. Look at Link has just pretty much been in this sideways consolidation pattern for a long time. I mean, basically all this month, right? So it's going to take a lot of patience in this market, friends, because of the war, because of the global macro outlook with the war with Russia and Ukraine and all the threats of nuclear war and all the posturing from the nations and of course the when we take a look at the market's pretty much flat today as well. Okay, the stock market, equities market, Wall Street. So, and that has an effect on Bitcoin as well. And Bitcoin is pretty much trades like a tech stock because Bitcoin is a technology. So, whenever the tech sector in the market does well, in the stock market, then Bitcoin most likely will do well. So when the stock market's pushing higher, watch the stock market. Then Bitcoin most likely, and crypto following Bitcoin will most likely do well also. So there you have it, friends. Algo is 1.7%, but it's pretty much going down by small increments. Death by 1,000 cuts. So you just want to be very careful what projects you're going to be in. And like I said, this is a short-term traders market. Taking a look at Solana. Solana, same thing, just slowly bleeding. Death by 1,000 cuts. Slowly bleeding down. Currently $80, and nothing to write home about. Most likely will move when Bitcoin moves as well. ADA down. ADA is 79 cents. My goodness. Slowly bleeding here, although it is, the bleeding has stopped. We are getting to a point of consolidation, and then if Bitcoin breaks higher, ADA will probably do well and push much higher. BNB 1% sideways, PBR 1%, death by 10,000 cuts, slowly going down. Now DOT has done well not long ago. You can see a pump here, and you can see a nice pump recently. So coming off the heels of those pumps, we can see that we're just kind of settling down here, and so I would expect DOT to do well. If Bitcoin breaks higher, DOT will follow most likely. And DOT is showing strength, putting in these higher lows here. All right, but we are currently in a corrective, short-term corrective, or maybe even long-term corrective posture here on the chart. This is the 2 hour, and so we're coming off of those two pumps there, and we're pulling back. So there you have it, friends. Just taking a look at the market. Just wanted to give you an idea of what's going on. I wanted to give you an idea of what's happening with Bitcoin. And we just have to be patient at this time. We have to be real patient, and we have to wait on Bitcoin. That's just the way the market is right now. And we have to wait for global conditions to get better, and we have to wait for the stock market to rally. Thank you, friends. Take care. I appreciate your watching. The best thing to do right now is probably do the best strategy. Again, not investment advice, but in my opinion, the best strategy for a market like this is dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging over time utilizes the law of averages to give you an average price over time, and then whenever the market does pump higher, you'll have a significant amount of money in the market, and then you'll make profit as it pumps and breaks out to the upside. Okay? Thank you, friends. I appreciate your viewership. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think we're going lower? Do you think Bitcoin is at the bottom? Do you think we're going higher? Let me know in the comment section below. What coins are you looking at? What are you buying now? Are you dollar cost averaging? I want to know. Let me know in the comment section below. It means a lot to me. Thank you for your time. And again, I apologize for not making a lot of videos, but there hasn't been much to report. Bitcoin's basically going sideways, but there is a big move coming for Bitcoin not long from now. I do believe that. So pay attention to the market. Thank you, friends. Take care, and we'll see you next time.